beautiful day in the city of Lagos, and you're watching Meet the Boss, brought to you by ConnectNigeria.com. I'm your host, William Tuzamba, and today we have someone very special, a trailblazer, especially when you talk about the mobile phones. Who might I be talking about? You might be wondering. Well, stay tuned, relax, and we'll be back after the short commercial break to unveil who this individual is. Welcome back to the show, Meet the Boss, brought to you by ConnectNigeria.com. Today's show promises to be very special in a lot of ways, and you shall be finding that out as we go through the session today. And before the short commercial break, I did tell you that we have somebody of a trailblazer, especially in the area of mobile phones, mobile technology. Now, who was I talking about? Mr. Nnamdi Ezeigbo of Slot Group. You're welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. We've identified that, and so that's what actually gave rise to, or gave birth to the Slot Academy. And so the academy is just to help young people acquire the necessary vocational skills.
Now, sir, the Slot brand is fast becoming a household name. Everybody knows that. But there's no way I won't start today's interview without first of all asking the name, the brain behind this venture. Who is Mr. Nnamdi Ezeigbo?
Wow, that's very interesting. My name is Nnamdi Ezeigbo, an engineer who gradually became a businessman. So I think it's a very simple way to describe myself.
Well said. Now, sir, tell us, how did this whole enigma of a business venture start?
There was nothing special, nothing special. I was just trying to do something to get busy. I think what I did was basically to get my hands dirty, acquire the right competence, just to know a better way to create value. So I actually studied electrical electronics engineering, and then I spent 6 months with a friend to acquire the technical knowledge to become a computer engineer. So it was just my bid to create job for myself and create value for people, that I saw myself, doing one or two things that actually helped me to become a businessman. So there was no defined business plan. There was nothing that suggested to me that I was going to become a businessman. So I think I was just creating value for people, fixing computers, and that was what led to the Slot brand.
The Slot brand.
So there was no roadmap, there was no business plan, there was no defined vision. All right. It took me about 2 years to actually find the right path to follow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, still on the whole idea of training, I can't but help noticing the wonderful logo behind you, the signage there, the Harvard Business School. Is that part of your continuous exercising of the brain in the area of business?
Yes, of course. I believe in continuous improvement. One of the things I've done for myself, which obviously has impacted on the brand, is the fact that I have spent time and resources to acquire the right training. I believe that you can't become whatever you want to be if you don't spend time and money to achieve that. So apart from Harvard, I've actually had my MBA at Lagos Business School. So that gave me the local relevance. Apart from the global relevance that I acquired from Harvard, I've been able to understand the people. I understood what's going on in the system, and that helped me to actually align with the global training.
Well said, sir. Now, still on that, as a follow-up question, what role does training play in the life of your staff strength? Do you also advocate that they also get trained?
I think there are two problems we have in this country. The problem of middle managers, and then the problem of entrepreneurs. Middle managers are actually scarce, just like entrepreneurs. This is because middle managers, in its recent, are supposed to be people who are between the age of 15 and 35. Now, you find the educational system trying to do enough, trying to do a whole lot to train these young people. I mean, formal education.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, there's no plan for post-education, all right, or post-educational lifestyle. So when they're out of university or out of school, they lack the soft skill or hard skill to make them employable. And so most organizations will be struggling with this particular challenge right now, all right? And then the entrepreneurs themselves also, they also lack the required training. So sometimes they get trained in the area of operation, but they lack managerial training. And so you need a combination of managerial training and operational training. And so the middle managers are also expected to be people who are trained in order to create the kind of value necessary in the organization. And so if you don't have this, there's going to be a missing link. That's the problem we have. And so we have identified that as an organization, and then as an entrepreneur, as a self-proclaimed a social entrepreneur. So we've identified that, and so that's what actually gave rise to, or gave birth to the Slot Academy. And so the academy is just to help young people acquire the necessary vocational skills in order to make them employable, and also help them to become self-employed people.
It's a very beautiful thing that you mentioned the Slot Foundation, because that was the next question I was coming to, for you to tell us more about the foundation. We were privileged to be there when you had your first graduate. And tell us, how did the whole idea of the Slot Foundation and Academy come to birth?
We've identified one of the problems we have in this country, and I think if we address this properly, our problems will be a thing of the past. It was Alton Otun who said, a professor, who said that the social cause is a cause of inflation and cause of unemployment. The academy is actually a platform to help young people acquire vocational skills that will enhance employability, that will engender self or youth entrepreneurship. So basically, the academy is being subsidized by the Slot Foundation.
Okay.
And so the Slot Foundation is using it as a platform to help create jobs. We've been able to help about 300-400 people, find jobs and even set up their own businesses in the last 4 years. And so that's basically what the academy is all about. Help the young people acquire the right vocational skill, make them employable, and also give them the platform to become self-employed. And most importantly also, it also entrenched in the minds of these beneficiaries the 4 cardinal slot ideas, all right, that helps them to know how to actually grow a company, how to achieve stability, and then also the slot core values also, because this is a country where people don't care so much about integrity and ethics. So we teach those things. So at the end of the day, these people become problem solvers. At the end of the day, these people learn how to use the IT as a platform, all right, to achieve efficiency, to reduce costs, and to compete.
Well said, sir. Well said. Now, I think at this point we'll go on a short commercial break, and when we come back, we shall shed some more light after this short commercial break. Please stay tuned. You're welcome back after that short break, and you're still watching Meet the Boss, brought to you by ConnectNigeria.com, and we still have with us today Mr. Nnamdi Ezeigbo, the brain, the mastermind, the trailblazer behind the Slot brand as you know it. And before we went on that break, we just heard him talk about the Slot Foundation and what it aims to do for the Nigerian youths, especially those who are unemployed and underprivileged. We're quickly coming to the home stretch of this wonderful interview, but I still would like to ask, this whole marriage with the Cocoa Master, I know he's your brand ambassador. How's the marriage working?
We see the youths as, the youths actually consider about 60% of our market base. And so we wanted something that can actually excite them. All right, so the whole idea of bringing the bunch as our ambassador is to excite the youths. All right, is to have somebody who can actually appeal to the youth. So our business is a B2C business. All right, we're not a government contract. We're not government contractors. So we just wanted to do something for the youths. And then the choice of the branch is basically the fact that he cuts across these two generations, or the young and the and the old. All right, the branch knows how to, take care of the young people. I mean, it's kind of music can actually appeal to the young people. I can also appeal to the older generation, and the fact that he is also he's a businessman. Apart from the fact that he's a musical icon, he's a businessman as well. So we see that as collaboration. All right, so more of collaboration for value. All right, so I think the bunch actually fits that position, and I think he's been exciting the youth. He's exciting.
Yeah, he has.
Even the older generation right now.
Now, sir, a bit personal. I mean, I know you're a husband, you're a father. What role would you say family life plays in your decision making over the years?
Well, you need to have peace of mind for you to actually think well.
True.
And so you need to have a peaceful home. All right. So entrepreneurs or business owners are so busy, and so they actually need a peaceful home. I'm not talking about house. I'm talking about home, because there's a difference between a house and a home.
And a home.
All right. So you need a woman and you need the kids to actually make the house a home. And so if you have a home, you think straight, and you'll be a happy person. So it's happiness that actually brings success, or not the other way around. So I'm proud to say that I have a happy home. I have a wonderful wife, and she has made my house a home. And so apart from the fact that she's a wife, she's also the ED of the company. All right. So she's also a partner at work, and so that makes it easier for me. So we meet at home and also meet in the office.
In the office.
All right. So having a wonderful home is also a function of what results you get.
That's beautiful. Now, there's a popular saying that goes that all work without play makes Jack a dull person. How does Mr. Nnamdi relax? I want to believe you relax. It's not walk. So how do you relax, sir?
Obviously, you have to relax, because there's something that I usually say. I say, look, every man must have a way of recharging.
True.
All right, so you need to rest and recharge. All right, so I do a whole lot in order to unwind. Sorry. For example, I play lawn tennis.
Oh.
I spend time with my wife, travel together, see movies together. So most importantly, I love to read. All right, so you need to definitely have time to plan. You don't just wake up and do stuff. So you need time to plan. So this planning will definitely happen when you are in a very relaxed mode.
So it's a beautiful thing you mentioned reading, because that was actually one of the questions I was going to next. What books do you read that gives you inspiration? I mean, everybody reads different things. What book gives you inspiration?
Yeah, books are very, very important, because, of course, you need wisdom. And I believe wisdom is a combination of knowledge and experience. My most favorite book is the Bible. All right, this is because the Bible has everything that you need. All right, for business owners, for entrepreneurs, you need the Bible. It tells you everything. The Bible tells you about planning, it tells you about strategy. So it tells you about how to even have a staying power. So there's so much. But I think people are seeing the Bible more of a spiritual thing alone. Right? So apart from the spiritual angle, the Bible has a lot, it's like a manual that guides you.
That's beautiful.
And then apart from the Bible, there are other books. There's this one that talks about the bus analogy, which is a very popular one. That is the good to great. All right, so good to great is a book that talks about how you can live above average. Right, so you move from good to great. There are several books, and I don't limit my books to just entrepreneurs or books that has to do with entrepreneurship. I want to read everything. I want to know what happens, how to live well, how to eat right.
That's beautiful. Now, still on relaxing and recharging, I can't also help but notice that we have somewhere in your office the picture of one of boxing's greats, the person of Mike Tyson, and an autographed frame for that matter. What's your relationship with Mike Tyson and boxing as a sport?
Yes, boxing is my favorite sport.
Okay.
All right, boxing, because it has that, it inspires me. All right. Boxing is so important to me that I see it as something that can actually impact our lives. For example, a boxer can be down in this minute, and then the next minute is up. All right. So I think business owners or entrepreneurs should actually learn from that game. All right. So it's very inspirational for me, and I believe whatever we do, even as entrepreneurs, our vision must be inspirational. And if you have a vision that's inspirational, then you actually be inspired to achieve that vision. So boxing for me is inspiring, and I've learned a lot from boxing.
Now, sir, what would be your advice to young entrepreneurs, the youths in general? I mean, you're very passionate about the youths with your academy and the foundation and your trainings. What advice would you give to young entrepreneurs aspiring to one day be like you?
I want to advise them to spend time and money, or time and resources, or time and energy to acquire the right training. Nobody can become a medical doctor if you don't go through a medical school.
Sir, it's been wonderful. Thank you for having us.
All right, thank you very much.
You have been watching the show today, Meet the Boss, brought to you by ConnectNigeria.com. And until we come your way some other time, remember you can always catch this episode and previous episode on our website, www.connectnigeria.com/CNTV. And you can follow us on Twitter at ConnectNigeria, on Facebook at ConnectNigeria, on Instagram at ConnectNigeria. Until I come your way same time, same network, I remain William Tuzomba, telling you to keep a positive mind and you might just reach your limit. Bye, folks.
Grow your business fast. Log on to ConnectNigeria.com.
If you liked the video you just watched and want more, subscribe now. To watch more videos, click on Watch More Videos.